Bonjour, good morning. Thanks for coming. Yeah, my name is Solimán López. I'm going to make it fast and easy. I'm going to present you some part of my research as an artist. And the presentation, I name it like a DNA 3.0, Biotokens. So I name myself as a conceptual artist. I'm working with different technologies, from blockchain to biotechnology to interactive art. I built a department of innovation in a school in Valencia, is Escuela Superior de Arte y Tecnología. And I'm also collaborating with another institution here in Paris, in the Paul da Vinci, that is the Institute for Future Technologies. Everything in my current work began in 2013. I founded this museum. It's a museum in a hard drive with this idea of isolating files from the noise of internet. And for me today, that we are now in an event related with NFTs, for me it was like a sort of proto-NFT, because the very base of the project was to really emphasize the importance of the most important matter that is belonging to the creativity today, that is the files. Files, everything is around files. We are dealing with a lot of them in many different ways. Our identity is a file, our passport is also a file, and so on. So basically, this museum was created around this environment. I created like a small lab of innovation in this school. I created the SAT lab to develop everything. And in 2019, I did another milestone, and is one of the things I would like to transmit today is the possibility of connecting the real matter, the biology, with the blockchain. So the metadata of the museum has been stored in DNA. DNA has the capacity of encode information. You know, we can pass through a binary code into a quaternary code that is belonging to the DNA. So the museum has been passing, from this right object that is representing, let's say, like the cutting edge of the, 2000, from 2015, 2020. Now, let's say it's an old-fashioned object already. It's already like, obsolete. And in the left hand, you can see this capsule that is containing inside a molecule of DNA that is containing the whole metadata of the museum. So it's like a sort of backup of the museum. After that, I continue my research. We did another milestone, I think even in the blockchain history. And we create with CSIC, that is the Institute of Research in Spain, and the Instituto de la Grasa in Sevilla, we did a very special olive oil. This olive oil is containing in its liquid, in its inner molecules, is containing some traces. Some traces of DNA that is representing the smart contract of Olea. So Olea has been encoded in Ethereum, and then we made all the encoding of this smart contract into the DNA, and then we put the DNA inside an emulsion of water to put the water inside the olive oil in the first pression. That is, let's say, like the real juice that is coming from the earth. In these images, are you watching an installation that I did last year in Dubai? The robotic arm is performing in real time, trying to get the same value from the tank that is in the left side to the tank that's in the right side, because one is containing the DNA and the other not. So the robotic arm was trying just to balance the value of the olive oil in both sides. It was also the thinking to say, okay, we can make this like in a big scale. We can connect the nature the encoding of the nature in a big scale with this technology. Around the olive oil, obviously, I did a lot of different artworks. That one, sorry, I did too much. that one was in Arco, in Spain. That is a contemporary art fair. That's, this is the spinning sculpture that is spinning the olive oil just to really visualize the molecules of the DNA that are floating inside the golden liquid, because the olive oil was already used in the ancient Greek as a currency, by the way. And in Spain, we used to say, okay, this is the golden liquid. So for me, it was the connection, the literal connection in between the agriculture, that is, let's say, the first economy that we as humans we created, because we were adding value to the Mother Earth product. And then today we have another economy that is related with the blockchain. So literally, my olive oil is a visual bridge in between the past and the present of the economy. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. And then we move forward. This is the project Manifesto Terricola, that is a project that has been recently done in the Arctic, in Svalbard. And finally, I present you this concept of having like a sort of heritage for humanity, also synthesized in DNA. So I did this text. This is a text that is talking about the future of humanity from the perspective of transhumanism, to the ecological transition, to the role of artists in the 21st century, and also the connection in between science and faith. So what we did here, we used the same technique, but in this case, we just stored the text of the Manifesto Terricola, and then we divide it in 16 molecules of DNA, and then we introduce the molecules in collagen, in a solution of collagen, to 3D print a human size ear, and that human size ear has been introduced in a glacier in Svalbard. So, and it's a very tricky project because, at the same time, I'm talking about the weakness of our society today, because we are building a lot of information that we don't know how to do with. At the same time, this ear is totally zero polluting, zero environmental impact. The collagen in contact with the sun radiation will be like melted in a couple of days. And obviously the DNA is already in nature and is already used to trace the pollution of glaciers, because it's like a sort of pin where you can actually see where the water is coming from. So this ear is not an ear anymore. This is me going, there in Svalbard. Svalbard is a very interesting island because you can find already the seed bowl is this kind of deposit of the diversity of seeds that has been created 5-6 years ago. They are stocking there like many different seeds that are coming from the industry. And also GitHub did another interesting project, saving into a minery. They saved a sort of database of a lot of projects that has been part of this big platform for developers. This is me revealing for the very first time the manifesto to the glacier, inside the glacier. It's very interesting because it's like a sort of tympanus at the same time. It's like a cave, it's like a cathedral itself. So it was a very, very, touching moment for myself. Yeah, and this is what we did, and this is what I'm trying to standardize in the blockchain technology. So I don't know if you can see properly because the resolution of the screens, but I'm explaining how this technology works and how we can apply it to the blockchain. So basically we have the information of whatever we want to tokenize. Okay, we have this block of content, then we have the hash of this token, and we have a URL that is representing the trace on internet of this token. Then we can translate this information into an alphanumeric text. And then from the alphanumeric text, we can actually convert the information into ACTG sequences. And these ACTG sequences can be produced as real molecules of DNA, and then the molecules of DNA can be introduced in wherever we want. So it's the literal connection in between the blockchain and the physical world. And imagine, for example, for fashion, for fraud, for falsifications, a lot of things for art. I'm working in my own pigment that is having my signature inside of the pigment through DNA, tokenized, and many other different artworks. So yeah, finally, I love to finish my presentation with this small graphic I believe that technology without consciousness becomes a weapon. For sure, I believe that technology with consciousness, it could become art. And this is the connection of the humans with the machine and in cooperation. I do believe that we need to understand that today we are in cooperation with the machine to create art. For me, the future of art is obviously conceptual. It's not going to be happening. It's not going to be possible because the machine is going to be like doing almost everything. And if we are connecting the dots, our brain is emitting in between 7 and 11 hertz when we are in meditation, and our planet was, and I said was emitting between 7.83 more or less hertz in the ionosphere. But now our planet is emitting 32. So that means that we need to increase our level of consciousness one more time to be in balance with our planet. And I would like to invite you to finish to my booth. We are doing this project. It's the Self-Eyes. It's belonging to the Manifesto Terricola project. The concept here is I think that it was a very good opportunity to introduce in this kind of events something that is meaningful in a way. So what we are doing in this project is we are melting literally an ice cube. The price of the ice cube is increasing each minute. The message behind is obviously to say, okay, as much we wait to solve the human problems that we have with the planet, the price to pay will be much higher. So you can go to the booth 68 and you can participate in the project. So thank you very much. I think it's everything, and you can follow me if you want in my social networks, Solimán López. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share.